What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to another episode of Immortal Minds. And we have a special guest. We've got Flexinja joining us, Omen extraordinaire. And I think it's gonna be pretty interesting because already you can see Paula's flexing. He's feeling insecure about
It's like
this.
a
Yeah, I am, man. It's not a secret, bro. I said it
flexing
before we
equals
went.
insecure. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not keeping that a secret, guys. All right, I'm worried for my place on the podcast and in general life, especially within Valorant. So don't make a joke of it, Dan. If anything, support me. All right, rather than tear me down. It's disgusting. Anyway, continue the introduction.
Yeah. With that said, Sean, how are you feeling? Are you feeling secure in yourself right now?
I'm feeling like that episode of SpongeBob where he's like lifting weights and like my weights are just two stuffed animals. That's what I'm dealing with right now. Oh, here.
That's
Dealing
good.
with that. Well, not Paula, just flexing.
Oh, thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, mate.
Paula's a trash can.
How you doing, chat? Flexinja here.
Right, yeah. So Flexinja, it's awesome to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us. We sent a tweet out a while ago, just seeing who would be interested on coming on, and your name popped up, and it's awesome. I think I wasn't aware of you before, and I was checking out your videos, and you do some disgusting stuff with Omen. I know we have one of your videos kind of queued up just to run in the background, but I wanted to get a sense of sort of your history, in terms of like what you're doing with your content these days, and where you came from.
I mean, I've been playing games, PC games in general, for like 15 years. Started with the good old Maple Story. Then it was RuneScape. I was big into MMOs back in the day, and I think my very first FPS game was a free-to-play game called Comet Arms. Played that for like 2 years, off and on. Then I transitioned to an Alliance of Valiant Arms, where I met some of the good friends today that I still hang out with and talk. And that game will and always will be one of my favorite games. Hopefully they bring that back sometime soon. Hopefully on a different engine. If not, whatever. But I moved on to Black Squad, which is another free-to-play FPS game. I like the free-to-play Asian-style FPS games a lot. So I really enjoy that style. And overall, gotten it's kind of like CS. I've gotten basically like practice from FPS games and translates it back into Valorant. Even games as simple as like RuneScape, and I played League of Legends off and on for 8 years. So even games
you
like that where you just get used to the most.
Did you ever play Skadoodle in AVA? Flexinja?
Yeah, I did.
That's dope.
Skadoodle and Sabrosa actually.
Ooh,
Oh, I
awesome.
didn't know Subrozo played AVA.
yeah, he did. He's from AVA too. So that's pretty cool.
Damn. Well, I have to say, Paula, Sean, I hope you keep paying attention to the Omen clips we've got running in the background here, because I need to know what your assessment is as time goes on. And also for the chat, I just posted a straw poll. The straw poll title is "Does Sean look like Ninja?" We're trying to figure this one out. And so please, throughout the broadcast, just throw your votes in there so we can conclusively understand the answer to this.
Let me answer this
All
trouble.
right, we're about to take the mic away from this
Absolutely.
non-Omen.
Literally ninja.
I don't think Sean looks like Ninja, guys.
Thank you.
No,
Paul.
they're two different people. We've got to respect
Thank
what
you.
they bring to the table. And while Sean doesn't bring as much as Ninja, we can still respect him for who he is, right?
Oh my god!
Damn,
I like
throwing
these-
shade at him already.
Someone needs to Photoshop the hair and the headbands onto Sean, and I think that's the only way we can really figure this out. Okay.
I hate
Fair
every
enough.
single one of
Photoshop the
you.
headband.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, no, going back to what you said, Dan. Yeah, I've seen Flex's stuff, bro. You're getting pushed in the recommended on YouTube, which is great. Congratulations. And I'd also heard
Thank
about you. Yeah, bro, your clips are sick, man. There's one that I saw the other day, which I really liked, where you were on Ascent, you're on the A site, and you do a fake ultimate in a really cool position behind the ice wall. And it lands you 2 frags to win the round. You do a lot of cerebral plays like that. And it look, bro, here we go. Fucking rant, yeah. Sorry, excuse my language. Bro, most people playing Omen don't think about these little nuances. I clearly see that in you. And I think that's cool, man. Not that, again, all jokes aside, I don't think I'm much of an authority on any of this stuff, but I like to think a lot about Omen. And I feel like a lot of people miss nuances with him, and I don't think that's the case with you. You seem to do a lot of cool things that I also think about. I think Sean and other people that really like the hero think about too. So big respect. I'm looking forward to checking out more of your stuff and having a chat.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Dude, there's so much you can do with Omen. It's all about, I like manipulating enemies and stuff. Like, just, dude, it's all
It's
fun.
like-
Manipulation
love
is
it,
so
bro.
fun, dude.
Yeah, dude, I always describe playing Omen as a hero agent that's about either spreading disinformation, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
utilizing information in certain ways. And so, yeah, I guess manipulation is another phrase that I would use. I think that's accurate.
Fake
accurate.
newsing people. Give them
Yeah,
the fake news.
hit him with the fake news, bro.
Pretty much, yeah. Ever since I played him in closed beta, dude, he's been my go-to. There's no one I really want to play. I mean, all I do
Do
is
you
play
ever
him.
play another agent?
Not really.
No.
I've been
Nice.
recently. I play a lot at flights, so I recently just picked up Raze as a secondary just to fuck around with flights and try to learn the movement. Dude, I suck.
Dude,
You ever
Raze is
see me-
way different. Like people always are like, yeah, you could be Raze and have a lot of good movement too. And I try playing Raze and doing the shit that I see flights do. It's way harder than it looks.
It is, dude. And it's
So
all
difficult.
It's all muscle memory. Getting those double satchels. I can't do a triple boost to save my life. My mind doesn't work that way. I have like a 3 head in this 5 head here.
I actually want to talk about that kind of stuff a little bit later because we'll go into the patch news, and I think like Raze was kind of affected and with that playstyle. But to keep the Omen discussion going, what's your take on Omen in pro compositions versus matchmaking? Because the more and more I've played, I always end up in matchmaking picking Omen because I feel like he can do everything. It actually feels like I can support all my teammates. I can make individual plays. I can mess with my opponent's rotations and so on. That's actually like the reason why I started playing him a lot more recently because it just feels like the best Phil character possible.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. He's the answer to everything.
Dude, what do you think about like in pro comps? I mean, when I watch pro games and I see like Omens, they rarely use tellies. Kind of like how you use them, right? Like all the Omens are very passive. They use their smokes, they flash, and they don't really use their teleports unless they're in like a really sticky situation to get out of or clutches. But like they never use it to open up rounds. What do you think about that? Do you think it's just not possible on the pro level, or do you think they're not?
I think it's possible
enough.
if you coordinate with your team, but the way I play Omen, I don't think it's very reasonable in a pro level. I mean, because his teleport's very loud. It's loud. It's super loud.
But what if you use it with like a Viper wall? Like you like section off a piece of the map with a Viper wall, you like teleport there. Or what if you use it with like you telly into like Brimstone smokes instead of Omen smokes? You know,
I've
like
done
you
that in
switch
the
it up.
past. Yeah, you just teleport into different smokes, and because obviously it's kind of if you put your smokes down and then teleport into, it's kind of
Yeah, it's so obvious.
yeah. I think Omen's pretty obvious as is, but I think you can get away with some aggressive plays. Obviously, I died doing a lot of the stuff I do. I don't. It's highlights for a reason, and I don't get these plays off every time. But I think at a pro level, playing the aggressive way I play Omen, I don't think it's the most viable thing. But it can be done if you coordinate with your team correctly, I think.
I think team coordination has got to be one of the facets of Omen that hasn't been explored as much as it could, because he's a hero that people have only slowly drifted towards over time. And like originally, for instance, if you spoke to pro players, you'd get the impression that Omen was useless, and that's kind of changed over time as we've seen him get a bit more traction as an agent. And I always say it to guys here and on the podcast and in chat and any of the pros that I know, it's like, yeah, you've got to try some opening round strats with Omen where you play around using his TP or his ult to like for a specific purpose, and with agents playing around him as well. So I'm glad you brought that up again, Sean, and Flex was able to give his input because again, I play matchmaking, dude. Like, and there's only so much you can do, but I think it's a concept that hasn't been toyed with on a pro level that could definitely add some top opportunities to pro teams.
Yeah, there's like insane things you can do with Omen that are just so underutilized at a pro level, like high dropping smokes, one-way smokes on literally like any wall in the entire map. Like teleporting into certain spots using synergy with like Viper or other agents like Phoenix's wall. There's so many things that I've yet to see in pro play with Omen, and I'm kind of disappointed that Random question, Flexinja, what are your favorite maps to play as Omen? I'm curious.
I like Haven. I think Haven's the best map for Omen.
Okay.
Worst map, I'd have to say Split, because it's hard
Really?
to. I don't like playing Split because it's tight corridors.
I hate
Yeah.
Split, man. All my homies hate Split, man.
True, dude. The tight corridors make Omen's teleport actually the most predictable and unusable thing. I mean, the bomb sites are fine when you can utilize the bomb sites with the teleport, but just getting into the bomb site on attack side with Omen can be hard as hell.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to use your tellies on Split. I could agree with that. I was shocked when I saw Bind was like the lowest pick rate for Omen in one of the tournaments, like 2 tournaments ago. I couldn't even believe it because I love playing Omen on Bind. I think it's my favorite map to play him on.
Why do you love playing Omen? Omen on Bind. Can you give us an example, please?
There's just a lot of tellies, like fake tellies you could do around hookah and like moving around hookah, moving from like the little cubby in B to inside the tube. There's ways you can like reposition on defense where people just can't catch you. Like you could TP out of the sight from that cubby inside B. You could do the same thing at A. You could play super aggressively and telly out. You could fake telly, obviously, everyone does that. And his smokes completely block off the A site. Like I see so much value for Omen on Bind. And
Yeah, I think he's
pros just
good. I
don't
think
have
it's like
it.
a middle map for him. I agree with Flex that Haven and for me personally as well, Ascent, top maps.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
Ascent too. Yeah.
I put Bind in the middle, and then Splits down near the bottom.
All my homies hate Split.
All my homies hate Split.
They need to really fix that B site, man. B site's trash. Even
Yeah.
the A site entrance is kind of trash.
I never like Split really. It's just if you're starting on Split on attack, it's like I don't know about you guys, but mentally, I'm in the gutters.
You're just like,
Yeah.
all right, am I gonna get a triple down arrow or a rating slightly increase? What's it gonna be? Because I'm starting on attack and this is rough.
Am I the only one that feels that way or what?
No, I hate if I start attacking on Split, I'm instantly like slightly. All right, well, this is kind of not the best position to start in. Whereas other maps, I don't mind which side I
Exactly, yeah.
start on.
I feel that.
Very true.
So what do you think about like, because we actually, I think, featured a clip from some pros playing maybe 10 mans or something ages ago with Omen where the ult was used to basically mess up like a crosshair placement and then someone swings with it. So it's the person who's getting attacked has to like, oh shit, the Omen's teleporting right next to me, and then they shoot it immediately, and then you peek them from the other angle. Stuff like that I don't really see to like break positions, which is like a really interesting idea. It reminds me of like a when you're throwing in a Sova angle as like a Sova, you get it behind, you shoot it behind them, and then you swing, and then they have to either like take the fight where you know where they are, or they destroy the arrow, and then you have an advantage on their crosshair placement. That's something I haven't seen too much of. Have you guys thought about that much?
Yeah, Dan,
Uh,
I've mentioned that in previous podcasts. I said it to Sean in DMs as well. I've said it to Sliggy. That's a key version of what I was referring to before that Flex and Sean were talking about, where you try to open a round or a site by using one of those abilities with a high, like if you've estimated you have a high percent of going to a position with one of those abilities that's going to draw someone's crosshair. Yeah, man. Like if a team are playing around that, it will be like a high percent move, in my opinion.
I agree.
Dude, I love faking the ult. Like if I'm in like a sticky situation, I ult and then I just cancel it at the last second.
It's so good.
Fun.
It's so
It's
good.
so fun. That's like
Pulling
the
those
most
plays
fun
off are
thing to do.
amazing. One thing you can do with Omen ult that works so many times is like you have your raise double satchel onto the enemy as you ult on top of them. So they either have to choose to cancel your ult or they have to try and combat a flying raise. It's a free kill every time and it's hilarious.
That's a Flights Flexinja combo right there.
It's just so funny using his ult that way. Because they have to pick or choose and they usually die anyway, so they cancel the ult, but then they die. So
That's one of the reasons I think Omen's so good on attack, right? Is that you can use him as a trade tool that puts you in an advantageous position. I can't think of an example off my head. But as in it, like as a general concept, right? Is if you're going to a position where you kind of know, okay, if I go here, I'm going to die. But if you have a teammate that you can trust that you know is going to refrag, I think that's such a powerful concept. Do you know what I mean? And I think his TP and his ult allow that in certain situations, which no one else kind of affords. No other agent affords the same opportunities.
So next, moving on to past the TPs, how do you guys use the flashes on attack without blinding everyone on your team and having them hate you?
Oh, they need to
Bro,
fix that.
playing solo as Omen, trying to organize a flash. Guys, I'll flash into hooker. Just don't go in front of me, yeah. And they're like
Please
in
don't
front
get-
of you, like this, and you're like,
Get
oh,
on
no,
either
guys,
side of me.
guys, no, just you're in my peripheral. I'm gonna blind you, and they're just like just, and you're like, oh, okay, well, your funeral.
I'm gonna
Run
flash
in
into
with
B. Right? I'm gonna flash into B. Everyone get on A side. We're gonna flash into B because they have to stand like fucking 16 feet away from you to get that flash off. They should make it. I honestly think they should make the initial flash a cone, and then it goes into the rectangular bus kind of thing.
Yeah, dude,
So
it's
you don't flash
impossible.
your
Like,
shoulders. Like
someone
what
could
what
be
is
like
that?
behind you to the right, and they're definitely getting blind. Like 100%, they're getting blind. They
Makes
could
no
be
sense.
anywhere around you, and they're blind.
It's worse as well when you're like, guys, in about 5 seconds, I'm going to prep a blind and throw it into X position. And they're like, yeah, sick. And you're like, 5, 4, 3, 2. Suddenly there's a dude in your peripheral vision, like running, like, no. And then you press E, and they're just like, well, boom. Like, whoa. Okay. So, like, you try to coordinate it, and it's like, people just don't listen, man. At least when you're playing solo.
I have a question for you guys. It's not about the flash, but have you ever thought about noises that conceal the tele sounds? Like, are there other abilities? Like, is there anything that does conceal it? Like, can you hide it? Like, obviously, it feels like a brim ult. That's so loud, right? That's gonna hide
Yeah.
a tele. Are there
All
other
my-
abilities you can combine or ways to like hide the sound?
All my bromans love Vandal users.
Yes, yes, Sean.
I hope everyone in the server other than me is using a Vandal when I'm over.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Or an Odin, dude. If there's an Odin like on B side Ascent, bless you. So bless you for having that Odin.
You know what's one unique play I'm starting to do now is Brimstone ults. He leaves a little corner behind, like he'll leave a small
Yeah.
little corner, and then you Omen ult right in that corner. You'll usually catch like 1 or 2 people off.
Yeah, I was actually having
I like
nothing do
that.
that for me. So like on Haven, I would have Jordan ults like all of the back of A site, and I would be like, leave me a corner, and I'll ult into the corner,
Yeah.
and I would just be like ready to flank everyone because they can't even hear what's going on.
Exactly.
I
Did you
try.
s-
Go on. Sorry, Sean.
Did you see the one play on the Reddit yesterday that G2 did where Omen ulted to like block everyone's radar, and then one of the G2 teammates like knifed a Cypher trip. So that way Cypher doesn't see the trip go away on radar. Like no one knows what's going on, and then the guy flanks.
Wouldn't he still get the like audio cue though that his trip is broken? Like
No one
like
comes though. No one comes though.
Yeah, like literally, I've never played Cypher. Like I've played all my games Omen and some Brim and couple Sage or something. So I wouldn't know Cypher's cues so I'm not sure, Sean. I don't have an answer for you, mate.
Yeah, I don't know either. Someone once told me that if Cypher's trip gets knifed, he doesn't get an alert, but I think that's false. I think I got lied to.
Yeah, I think you got done with.
Yeah, I got lied to hard.
Going back to this situation that Flex brought up, I've never done that. I've not coordinated an ult with an Omen ult with a Brimstone ult. But I have, and I regularly still try to do this when this situation arises. Like say B on what's it, the map that you like, Bind, and you're having to play retake on B because they've Brimstone ulted. Sometimes I make like a bit of a sacrifice play where you use your TP into the ult, but knowing it's got like a couple ticks left, and you mess up the other team's timing because they're assuming there can't be someone like right on that corner at that moment, and you can sometimes swing and just catch a couple people running out. And so I think that's maybe a similar concept to what you're talking about, Flex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that once where you ult into the ult right as it's about to fade, and you just catch 1 or 2 people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much HP does it take to send you back?
No, I mean with TP, not with the ult. Sorry, I mean with TP. I'm talking about like say you're
I see what you're
retaking from the CT spawn on B on Bind because they've Brimstone altered it, and you wait, you know roughly the timing, you know there's going to be a couple ticks left, and you TP with those couple ticks left, so you maybe take 1 or 2 ticks of damage, and it also hides the TP noise, and so it's and they're not going to be assuming that you're on that angle because they probably think they've cleared it. And you can sometimes come around and get a frag or two, or at least be in a stronger position than having to retake from the doorway in this specific example.
I want to
How
say it's
many-
like 100 HP or so to cancel the ult with the Brimstone ult. There's one clip where I got Brimstone ulted, and it was in like one of my first montages where I ult like and I take like 80 damage. I get the ult off, and then I get behind the Brimstone and knife him. Like as he ults, I ult behind him and then I knife him. It was kind of crazy.
I love it. All right. So
Dude.
with that said, wait, do you want to say something, Sean?
Yeah, the last thing I like to use the Omen ult for. Whenever I hear a Phoenix ult and I can guess where the body is, I will 100% ult to where that body is and try to knife it when he comes back.
Yeah,
I will definitely try it every time. So
that's always a
be
fun
ready,
play.
Phoenix.
Okay, so I wanted to get this last because I want to kind of close out the Omen segment here before we move into the news. So given that we have such a strong Omen panel and we have such a great discussion around it, I feel like we probably have converted some people to playing Omen as a main now. So I want across each of you your 3 quick tips for budding bromans.
I'm not going first, guys.
I'll go first. So just 3 main tips on Omen in general.
three tips for someone who wants to become a broman.
I mean, I said number 1 tip is try to always work around your smokes. You can have 45 smokes every single round if you use them right. I mean, there's no point to not use them because you're always just going to get recharges. So, and also you can just like you show presence around the whole entire map because they're almost global. So, as your team's pushing A, before that you even drop smokes B, just even 1 smoke even, fake out the enemy maybe at least a tiny bit, and then second, I think his teleport is used good aggressively. Can be used good aggressively, but it's also just a better repositioning tool. So I'd say second tip is reposition with your teleport for the most part because it's a free get out of jail card. Not as get out of jail as opping on Jet, but fuck that.
Bro,
I
all my
hate-
homies hate open Jets, man. They
Yes.
hate it. The
Hate
squad's
'em.
not down for that, bro.
Nope.
And third, dude, paranoia. Dude, holding bomb sites with paranoia, one of the strongest things ever. Throwing a bus at the enemy team, dude. Oh, so nice, so nice. Those are my main
Alright.
3 tips.
Yeah. I think probably right in line with him, I would say learning how to use your paranoia and knowing what it does, right? People can see you if you're close to them and it takes away their sound. So it often gives you an opportunity to teleport behind them if you do it correctly. It's probably like the best time to telly is when they're paranoid because
Yeah.
they lose their sound. 2, using teleports to say like you go for an aggressive op pick, you could always telly out. So you can take unfavorable angles for other agents and then telly out of them after you shoot into like a normal angle. So like for example, if you're opping inside hookah on bind, you could opt the right side of hookah instead of the left side, get a pick, and then telly out. Whereas other agents obviously can't do that other than Jet with the dash. 3 would be the global smokes, showing presence all across the map so people don't know where you're playing. I mean, you could smoke B the entire round on split, but still be playing ropes or something like that. So just having full map presence as Omen, so that way basically the other team has no idea where any of the agents are playing, is super powerful.
Oh,
Yeah.
additionally, I want to say one more thing. I think Omen's one of the best agents because all the agents have different abilities, right? In the defending, I feel like you shouldn't be stuck to one bomb site on Omen. I feel like you should switch it up and show presence around the entire map.
Yeah,
and
I actually agree.
be around the entire map too. I
I
think he's one of the
agree.
most versatile agents in the game for sure.
He is the most versatile. Let's just put it out there, guys. He's the
Yeah,
most
so-
versatile agent, yeah? All right, so I completely agree with what the guys have said, chat. For me, the 3 basic tips for people that want to play Omen, let's say for someone that's never picked him up before, in no specific order other than potentially the last one I mentioned. The first is, understanding his smokes, like knowing that they recharge, knowing that you can be inside them, that you can play around them, that you can learn to bait out behaviors with them. Just understanding his smokes. It will take time, but understanding his smokes is very important. Number 2 is an extension of that and extension of Omen in general, which is having an understanding of how players react to what you do as Omen, to the sound cues, to the smokes, like you guys mentioned, using your smokes across map, and if they pull rotations and not. It's a general one, but kind of trying to understand how different players, whether it's specific people on your server or general agent behaviors, how people react to Omen, depending on what your actions are. And the number 1 for me, like, it's super basic, but you have to like experiment with his teleport if you want to get good or have fun with playing Omen. You have to like just start TPing around, like start thinking of weird things you can do. Like, it will pretty much always start off with trying to TP just straight behind the enemy, and then you might start figuring out fake TPs. Then you might start finding out other behaviors to play with from there. Don't get me wrong, I love his blind, I love his smokes, but the super unique thing about Omen is his TP. And my number 1 tip would be just to have fun with his TP and play around with it, see what happens, and you'll build up your own little skill set with him. Watch people like Flex and Sean and figure out, like, see what they do and watch the pro games and experiment with his TP with inside all those parameters. Those would be my top 3.
Awesome. I love it. I feel like it's we're gonna have a lot more Omen mains flooding the servers. Right. So the next thing on the talking points is why is Sean the worst out of? Wait.
Oh, that's an interesting note.
Wait
Why
a
is Sean the
second.
worst out of all of us?
Oh yeah, that's an interesting note. Did
Okay.
Flex add that to the document? Oh,
Yeah, you
Man.
caught me. You caught me.
First time you're on the show and you're already sabotaging the doc here, trying to make Sean talk more. I see what's going on.
I'm just gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide this one time, Dan. I'm gonna let it slide. All right, because we all know Flexinja is way too wholesome of a person to put that in the show notes. All right.
whoa!
Could've
So
been
it was
Paula, but
Dan.
we know it could be Paula, but Paula can't actually spell because he can't read.
True.
So he didn't
True.
write that. So it had to be
yeah.
Dan.
It was
So-
Dan. It
or
was Dan.
I
It was
think it's
Dan.
Sean because I think it's Sean trying to throw us a curveball with this.
Yeah,
one,
trying to
get-
bait sympathy,
Yeah,
right? He's so
exactly.
pathetic, Sean. You're
I can't believe
pathetic.
this.
Pathetic.
The real question, Flex. You've played EU and NA.
Oh
which
yeah.
region's better?
Well, I haven't played at a super high level in EU. Like, I haven't.
Okay.
This guy, dude. I would say I ultimately think EU takes the cake.
What
You know?
the?
Guys,
whatever.
Yes,
They
guys.
can't
Still-
even come. They have
Bro,
a bunch of
I
languages.
love Chris. I love Flex Ninja, bro. This is what I'm talking about. You know, big respect, bro. Big respect. Yeah.
That had nothing to
I'm
do
out.
with Paula creepily zooming in his camera right there and making Twitch chat laugh here. But I honestly think EU has just higher skill level.
Is this
overall.
because I didn't wear a tank? What is happening?
Yeah, that's one of
What
the
is
reasons
this?
why. On top of that, just the games I've watched in the past, like League of Legends, CS. I feel like EU can be a step up. I feel like it's just because like just the way NA practices. Dude,
Bro,
I
you're
feel- I feel like-
bringing back tough memories for Sean right now. Like,
just the way
Just
NA
what-
practices.
Eyes
dude,
glazed
it's
over.
the Vietnam flashbacks, man. The memes.
Bro, NA is a clown fiesta. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
Sean.
a lot of
It's
people
true.
from NA don't get mad. Mad enough like EU. I mean, that's why I feel like EU is more toxic, though, Paula. More toxic.
Bro,
yes.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you.
I think it's more toxic, but I think it's just they have more passion. You know, more passion with the game. So my 2
Perhaps.
cents on it.
There are a lot of toxic people on the internet, right? There are.
And there's a lot of levels to the show, Sean. As you said, you know, yeah, you're not wearing the tank top. That was a test because Sean, you know, you gotta, even if you think it's a bad play, you gotta go with the team. And today,
true.
I think we understand where you stand with that. So.
Just talking about that, guys. Before we move on to the news, like just to put it out there, how much I admire Sean, right, and how disappointed I was when he didn't put on the tanks with us pre-show. Usually when we're at events, you know, when we get to the end of the day or the end of a shift, you go off back to your room or to do whatever else. And Sean always, after he finishes his shift, he'll have his shirt and he'll look around the studio to make sure people are watching. He's a bit vain, and he'll start slowly unbuttoning it. And like
literally
ups-
0.5 speed YouTube video.
yeah, and like when I've seen him do that, I mean the guy, like I hear Angel sing is what I said earlier when that shirt starts coming off. And so let's not get it twisted. Like I have a lot of respect and admiration, both mentally and physically, for Sean. And so I just want to make sure that's out there, guys.
All right, with that said, wait, do you have a response, Sean? Before I move,
I got nothing. I got nothing, man.
Okay, cool. All right. So in more sobering news, we have patch 1.06 come out recently, and there wasn't really much going on here, but an accidental Phoenix Flash change, which I actually thought was super dope because of the way you could bounce a flash. I don't know if you guys messed around with that. So
We don't play anyone but Omen, mate. So
yeah, no, we didn't mess around with that.
All right. Well, next one then is the spread penalty when in the air was increased from 0.5 to 1.25. So basically, the shotguns are supposed to be a lot less accurate when you're jumping around as Raze or Jet. Did this actually, in your experience, guys, like since you've been playing this patch, has this actually had an impact that's been noticeable? Have you not had enough experience yet?
This is basically the devs just being like, Jet, here's a slap on the wrist. Please stop shotgunning people in the air. And then they're still just knifing everyone in the air and fucking shotgunning people in the air and popping everyone and dashing away.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to experience it too much yet. But 0.5 to 1.25 seems to be quite a significant change, right? But I'd have to see how it plays out in game because I'm not sure if a spread penalty would, when I'm thinking about conceptually, would make a massive difference to those circumstances where you come up against a shorty and you're like, okay, well, just put me in a coffin, like. But I have to try it out and see how it functions in game. See if people stop doing that behavioral tendency and if it makes a difference.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Usually when a jet or Raze, flies into you, they're right on top of you. So I feel like it doesn't matter too much. But I do like that it's getting attention. It's getting a slight nerf because honestly, it's frustrating when a good Raze and jet that knows what they're doing can buy a judge and just fly at you every single round without like any penalty. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's really annoying when jets just dash into U-Haul and bind. Like they smoke U-Haul and then they dash into their smoke. Like, what are you supposed to do with that? They're point blank in front of you with a shotgun. Like U-Haul is theirs. They win.
Yeah, I know.
What happens? They literally win. I don't know what they need to do something about that because there's no way to counter stuff like that. And even if you had a Cypher there, she dashes through the trips. So it's like, okay.
I guess like Flex was implying, I guess the counters you kind of have to guess that it's going to happen and pre-flash or pre. I mean, they can shoot the wall. You have to kind of have a preconception that they're going to do that, like a forethought that they're going to do that, which is it does seem a bit bizarre. I know I completely empathize with what you're saying, Sean, when you say you can't beat that because sometimes it feels like that. There's no telegraphing or anything, and then there's just suddenly someone in your face and they've shot you, and there's no competition.
I mean, in ranked, it's easy to deal with because oftentimes the Jets are just doing it by themselves. But imagine like in an actual game where there's like a breach fault lining U-Haul and a Jet dashing into her smoke with like a shotgun. You can't stop it at that point. Like she is in U-Haul with a shotgun at that point.
Do you know what makes me laugh about this podcast is that every episode that we do, Flex, Dan will know this, Sean always has some moment where he'll talk about an impossible to win situation. He's like, I mean, it's just impossible. Like you can't beat that. It's just not fair. And you're like, okay, I mean, maybe there are some ways. You're like, no, it's just not possible.
It's not possible.
Every week.
This is me really trying to get the devs to change Jet. This is like, it's impossible. Don't even try to think of solutions. Just trust me. I know what I'm talking about here.
Well, that's the next emote for the channel, like the not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
No, it is annoying. It's frustrating. I understand where Sean's coming from with the. It's hard to hit Jet when she's dashing. It's like actually impossible. So she does get access of U-Haul like every single time without fail. And she pulls out the shotgun too damn fast to even like try and do something too.
Let's just
But,
take her out of the game.
yeah, let's do
Take her out.
Nice.
Place her
Picks.
with Omen 2.0. You know,
All
there's
right.
one thing you mentioned that you know how Jet just dashed into U-hole, and it's like that's Jet's play on bind. One thing I really hate is Sage. Sage on split, walling mid, double slow every single round. I don't know how people do that or how people like playing like that. Because playing Omen, we do different things every round pretty much. But doing one thing every single round is probably the most annoying thing. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
over and
I
over
agree.
again.
Split seems to be my personal opinion on what you're saying, Flex, is that what my experience is that Split always seems to play out the same way. There's very little creative opportunities on how to approach on the attacking side, and yeah, you end up seeing things like that. Sage
It's
constantly
because of
walling and
Sage.
slowing
Yeah.
mid, and
Yeah.
other things on A and B. It always seems to play out the same way.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
want to go too much into that. Sorry to cut you off, Sean, because I've got to be
No, good.
conscious of the time. So I do want to move things forwards. Unless you wanted to very quickly get a response in there.
No. Yeah, I think we've beaten the whole Sage on split thing into the ground in past
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah. So let's quickly go over some of our thoughts on the Popflash Valorant Invitationals, the next really big ignition event in North America. As we have a lot of huge teams: TSM, Dignitas, Gen G, Cloud9, which will be in Group A, and Group B will be Sentinels, Envy, Immortals, and T1. Do we have any sort of initial thoughts on this?
I felt like Group B is stacked, dude, because I think Envy is way better than people think they are. I think Envy is insane. I think Immortals is really strong too. T1 playing without Ska could be a problem. I mean,
What is
obviously,
that situation, Sean? Do you have any info on that? Is he?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think that he's just not playing with them anymore, but I'm not 100%.
Damn.
I'm not sure if he's like released from his I really don't know. I know I played with him, but I'm not trying to dive into his personal issues and stuff like that with the team.
Yeah.
I like seeing Scott play. He's one of my favorite players to watch play. I mean, that's probably because I played with him in the past from ABA, and you know, I've always been supporting Scott pretty much.
I feel like he got really shafted in how the metas changed. He got very unlucky because he came into the game playing a lot of like Omen, playing a lot of Jet, and or I'm sorry, not Jet, playing a lot of Omen, Sage, and who else did he play a lot of? Some other agent. And then opping just became like Jet only, and he just had no Jet practice. So it was very difficult for him to op on these agents that are typically static and not playing. Oh, Sova, yeah, that's the other one. So he's basically playing all these agents that aren't really true op agents, and he's trying to op. And I don't know, he just got kind of nerfed by the devs, honestly, because he's by far the best gamer I've ever seen. Like he can play any game at a top level.
It's
So
insane. Dude.
I'm super confident that he's going to stay at the very top level of the pro scene.
I agree with you, dude. His
Yeah.
ability to focus and just pinpoint every moment, dude, actually insane. I've never seen so much focus in someone.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's actually insanely good, and I think he's so underrated right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's very easy for people to quickly write him off. But yeah, if you like in the beta, I was playing quite a bit with him, and it's the at that point when the game was completely fresh and no ideas were really established, it was actually amazing to just listen to what he was saying and look at what he was doing and how he was thinking because he was extremely thoughtful and it just he's someone I think like when he first joined T1, I was like, oh, this guy's going to definitely stick around because he's got the right brain for this game. Because you have to be able to think and be thoughtful and actually understand how to not just get stuck in patterns. There's a lot of CS players that got to the top level that have insane mechanics, but they don't have that extra layer of being able to just like really understand the game in a way where they can innovate. And I feel like Scar can do that pretty effectively.
I
So
agree.
yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest factors that will separate the people at the top of the pile in Valorant. Those that are willing to sort of innovate and those that are bringing their pre-existing very strong skills up, but perhaps maybe are lacking the creativity aspect or willingness to try to innovate or do new things. I think that's going to, and I think those that will over time rise to the top and stay at top will be those that are willing to innovate and be creative with their approach.
Yeah. I think the reason why we didn't see Ska succeed on Jet when he was on T1 is because the Jet meta right now is so selfish, it's insane. And that's just not in Tyler's gameplay. Like when I watch him play, he's trying to share his abilities across the map. That's why he played a lot of Sage, a lot of Sova, a lot of Omen. All of those agents are very like selfless. They share their abilities a lot with their teammates in pro level. And Jet is the exact opposite. Like it's just all about me when you play Jet. It's can I get this op hit? Can I dash away? I'm gonna updraft. I'm gonna alt, and I'm gonna go for like a 3K doing something absolutely silly, like into this smoke. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't fit his play style, and that
it's
sucks.
it's interesting you speak about it like that, because now that I think about it, it does feel like Jet is the only agent that I can say is um not completely, but she's so she's maybe the only agent that's so focused on her own performance. She offers like little to the team around her if she can't perform for herself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she can't do anything to share with her teammates, right? Like what is
Yeah.
an updraft gonna do for your teammates? What is a dash gonna like unless you're literally just creating space on attack so that way people can trade behind you. There's not much you can do to help out your team. I mean, the smokes can make one ways on anything. They stick to walls. That's kind of broken, and they last 7 seconds. But yeah, I don't think that that character suits his playstyle right now, and that's not to say he can't change it because I've seen him do a lot of insane shit over multiple games. So I'm pretty confident he could play Jet if he wanted to. It's just based on what I've seen so far, it sucks that that's the op agent in the pro meta, like the definitive op agent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you know we talked about this last time on the show when we were talking about T1. I think it was like last show, but just saying how like how T1's a LAN team and someone like Scar's got like, so much LAN experience when this game actually goes to LAN. It just feels like if the meta doesn't suit him right now, he's destined to stay in this game for a very long time if he wants to at the very top level because he has some experience that like no like very few other people have to. I mean, he's part of the Boston Major winning team in CS, right? That Cloud9 lineup. That's amazing. That's actually when he signed out of CS more or less. So he knows what it's like to play at the absolute top, and he knows what it's like to actually win on the grand final stage, which is that's huge. So
Sean, if the opportunity ever came up, would you coach a Valorant team? Because I don't think.
Uh,
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you'd consider playing again, even though I'm sure you have the skill. Maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but would I was thinking coaching or whatever. Would you do it?
Not now, just because the coaching role is just like so. I don't know. It's like thankless in Valorant and esports in general. You can't even join the server right now as a coach in Valorant. People don't even realize that there's 12 slots, and both the extra slots go to like observers. So they can't even be in the server with the team in matches. Like they have very little input on live games, and I just don't like how coaches are utilized in the game right now. I think I don't know. It's not really a role that I want to have right now because I'd have to sacrifice all the things I'm currently doing to do that.
Well, would you play, Sean? Would you play? Would you play on a
Would I
team?
play? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some point, but not now. Not now.
Okay. Sorry, mate. I had to ask, bro. It was on the tip of my tongue.
What
So,
about you, Paula?
Bro,
Grinding the
bro,
Omen.
no, bro. I'm not. You know it's not the same thing, mate. You know it's not
Yeah,
the same thing.
you're right. I put you in the dirt.
Recreational
COD
player,
sniping. Remember
content
that?
creator,
COD
interviewer,
sniping?
and all that, and the hosting and stuff. It's not the same thing as being a gamer of your aptitude, Sean. It's not the same.
Yeah. I remember when you were the sniper of a specific COD mobile team. I replaced you actually. I took your spot.
You had an hour at the top, mate. An hour in Belek, Turkey, and I put you right back down when I found out what was going on. Anyways, story for a different time.
So I want to get your guys' thoughts on the Dignitas signing because we kind of covered more or less how the Group B looks, and Group A is TSM, Dig, Gen.G, and Cloud9. Gen.G and Cloud9, I think there's a lot of established matchups between them and TSM and between themselves, and Gen.G and Cloud9 somewhat evenish. In TSM, head and shoulders above them. But Dignitas, they just signed a new roster and they don't have a fifth, and they have Def, the UK lad Def on the team as the most experienced player, I would imagine. I know Psalm came from Fortnite, if I'm not wrong, but I'm not familiar with Superman and Poised, and they don't have a fifth. So what do you guys think about this team? Do you have any insight into this team at all?
I think they
Flex, do you know
have-
any of the guys or?
Yeah, do you know them actually?
I know Psalm, but he's naughty. I haven't really seen him play Valorant, but
Yeah.
I just know who he is and where he came from. I just think he's nuts.
Supermen is from Crossfire. If you guys know what Crossfire is in the chat. Apparently, I'm reading it from the chat.
He's actually insanely skilled at this game. Superman and Poised are both like one of those cracked out aimers. And Psalm has incredible work ethic. Like he's someone that I can see staying at the top in this game just from watching his stream and seeing him, watch VODs live on stream, break down stuff. Even when he's like bored out of his mind, he sticks to like learning stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone like that will stay at the top in this game because it takes constant innovation and it takes a lot of hard work that people just don't want to do. So I'm confident in Psalm. I don't know enough about the rest of their players. I guess other than Def, I know Def could be at the top of this game because he's the same type of person. But I just think they'll probably be a little bit rough around the edges, lacking, the CS trading and spacing and just map presence that some of the other teams have. I don't know if Def can bring that to them this soon, but I think they can upset anyone with their skill level. Will they win the tournament? No.
Yeah, to go on from what you're saying, I think this is my own opinion, right? I think the biggest advantage a Valorant roster can have at the moment isn't necessarily, let's have all the best CS players we can get. I think it's, can we get an extremely talented and experienced, like IGL sort of character, experienced character from CS, and then place people around them, whether they're good CS players, Overwatch, PUBG, Fortnite, whatever. And so I have high hopes for Dignitas. I'm very happy that Def has been signed. Shout out to a man like Rory. I have to shoot him a message. But I think, for instance, having a character like him who has the background that they do, it affords a team the best chances to become a tight, slick unit. You know what I mean? And that will learn over time the concepts that are so key to winning in a game like this and bring them together. And so that's why I'm so excited for Nitro coming through as well and all this type of stuff. I think that's a big plus that you can have forming a roster. And so I'm excited to see what Dignitas do.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw Nitro come in, I don't know. Have you guys gotten to see any of Nitro streams? He's been streaming a lot.
Not yet. I need to check it out, man.
I've seen like a
Follow
stream,
that up.
but I know who Nitro is. Yeah.
Dude, he's coming along really fucking quick in this game. Real quick.
Of course he is, bro.
Yeah.
He's a hired gun, bro. He's a monster.
Dude, I didn't know like what his dedication level would be. And then I saw when he switched over the game, he was like one tricking Jet opping a lot. And I was like, fuck, man, this guy's gonna get nerfed out of the game at any second. I just feel like the Jet nerf is coming. Like it has to be. Everyone's sick of it, right? So I was like, damn, this is gonna suck. But now I see him playing like Breach, Raze. I saw him playing Omen. He plays literally like every agent on stream. And that makes me so excited to watch him play at a professional level because he is going to be nuts. He is going to be really, really good. People underrate him as like a skilled player because of his role on Team Liquid. This guy was at the top of the NA scene before he was like IGLing with the likes of like Elige, Twist, Stewie, like incredible talents he played with. So I'm stoked to see whatever 100 Thieves puts together. I think regardless of the last three players they put on that team, they're going to succeed.
Yeah, and I didn't say that about Nitro in any sort of like disrespect to Hiko, bro. Hiko's a G and he's experienced and stuff as well. But what I mean is that Nitro was coming off still being a very active CS player at the very highest level. And so, yeah, like it's such a sick roster addition, man. It's so exciting, man. Like Nick, bro. I can't wait to see him compete.
All right. Well, with that said, it's time to move it on to our Ask Us Anything segment. So, guys in the chat, feel free to address questions specifically to any one of us and or to everybody, and just fire away with those questions.
Yeah, I've just realized, guys, we've all got really nice hair. Like Flex has joined the squad and he's got nice, soft and like flowing hair, similar to Sean's and Dan's. Like mine's long and a bit messy, but it's decent. Like the chat, you think?
There.
It's there, bro. You know what I mean? Do you know how much of a pain in the
I actually like the fun.
Do you know how much of a pain in the arse this is when you're working out or training martial arts and stuff? It's so annoying. Like it's one of the most frustrating things. But yeah, I just thought I'd point that out because I hope chat's appreciating that Immortal Minds brings people with very high quality follicles in their scalp. It's important, right?
Well, if we got in an MMA fight, I would go straight for your hair. I just want to let you know. I play dirty.
Trust me, I've thought about this many times. Like, yeah, I train MMA, right? I train martial arts, and so you're in a controlled environment with certain rules. But like in a street fight, mate, I need to be aware that someone's gonna come straight for the bun and like try and drag me around by my head. Like I've thought about that, man. But dude, I like the hair too much, man. Just avoid those silly fights with stupid, bad Call of Duty snipers. You know what I mean? If they ever come at me.
Why
Sure.
would you fight yourself?
Oh.
All right. So the first question we'll take from a level is where will Killjoy fit into the esports meta? I think we kind of talked about this a little bit before.
She needs a nerf before she does, in my opinion. Those mollies are insane, dude. Like they're so like this week I streamed Valorant a couple times. Now I played some other games, and it was the first time I'd really spent hours going up against Killjoys, and it's so frustrating. Like you just go through an area and suddenly you're at 40 HP, and you're like, okay, like how do I outplay that?
There's two.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Playing against, I don't know about you, but split attack playing against Cypher and Killjoy. Oh my! It's so you feel so oppressed because you just wonder if they're gonna add that third agent that holds sites, and then there's gonna be Cypher, Killjoy, and someone else. You can't even move on the map, dude. You can't even do anything. And on top of that,
do you know how defeated you feel when you go like ropes on split? Like on attack, and you're like, oh, nice, I'm gonna get a flank on A, and an alarm bot gets you. You just want to punch your monitor. You get so upset.
Dude, so beforehand, before Killjoy was released and people were theorizing about her, people were like, oh man, her gun's gonna do too much damage, this, that, and the other. It's gonna be too strong. Nah, it doesn't do any damage, but the fact that it spots you and alerts the enemy, like, and you have to you have to smoke it off if you don't want to be seen by it. Like, that's so powerful. Like, for instance, if you're defending side on blind and you're playing A and you're trying to go through, you have a good read that they're not on short and you want to go through. She can have a gun anywhere there, and you have to know the perfect position to smoke it off for it not to spot you. And it just completely removes kind of like being able to flank from those directions. It feels so strong when I play against it.
I agree. Her turret's obviously super weak, but dude, the range, it's like, what is it like global range that just like, because it can spot you right across the map as long as
I think so. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
going back to you know what I've been doing? I've been smoking off the common turret spots, and I've been flanking. Whenever I see a Killjoy, say it's on Ascent and I push B, I'll smoke off the roof of that little building, or if it's Haven, I'll smoke off like the corner of long A, and I'll just push past the turret.
Yeah, it's crazy,
so
but it's absolutely, but it's pretty crazy that you have to invest like that to pass it. You have to guess correctly on the location, use a smoke, which is telegraphing your intention. At least it could be a fake intention, but you know what I mean. Like, that's such a heavy investment to bypass that. At least in my opinion.
Yeah. And one more thing to add: the Killjoy mollies. You ever died a Killjoy molly? You're on a staircase. It's at the bottom of the staircase. It's go off. The staircase is like normal. You don't see any of the Killjoy molly, and it just kills you. So you basically, you just died to nothing, and you're on your screen basically.
Yeah, so Killjoy mollies go up, but they don't go down. So like an example would be if you put it on the floor below hookah. So say like you're attacking, you jump out of hookah. If the molly's there on the floor, it actually spreads up into hookah.
You're dead, dude.
But it spreads up into hookah, and you can't even see it. So
like,
it could be half on the floor and half in hookah. It's so broken.
I thought you meant as in midair it starts doing the tick damage, and then by the time you land, you're pretty much dead. Because that's what I've experienced. I didn't know that it kind of bugs into the floor of the ground above it. That's like,
It's so busted. It goes so high above where you think it could go. It's busted.
They need to fix like the visuals for it,
and the sound alerts. So like when you get hit by the molly, like you're aware that you're getting. The other molly's like sit, and it's super loud and obnoxious on your screen. The Killjoy molly is like, oh, my HP is at 4. Oh, I'm dead.
I agree with you. I agree.
Like, it takes literally 50 HP before you even realize what's going on when you're in a Killjoy molly.
As soon as it goes off, they should have someone in this game just scream, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
Take damage, dude. This hurts. Dude, it's the worst thing getting ticked by, it's like, not even a second, you're just half HP. It's disgusting. It feels gross.
It's pretty nice. I think it's going to be in the Popflash Invitational. I don't think that they're excluding it. We'll see if there's any adjustments because I think I don't know if there's even a way to like roll back patches and stuff at this point. But regardless, we'll see if they place a ban on it. But I don't know if they've made any official statements on that. So we'll see how it is in pro play if that's going to go through next week. That'd be really interesting. Buster asks you a question, Sean. I just started my team. Any tips on improving and practicing as a team?
Ooh. That's I would just make sure you have like a lot of good comps, right? Like you want ciphers pretty much on, in my opinion, I would want a cipher on every map. Like a good cipher that has cams early round that can move them, grab them to like obviously push operas off of angles with your camera early, use them again for post plants late. That matters a lot. I think sages matter a lot. There's certain agents that I would almost always want in my comps if I was playing on like a competitive team. It's very hard to say like blanket statements in this game because it requires a lot of like, if you have this agent, you should do this, and if you have that agent, you should do that. So it's hard for me to say, but I would work on one map at a time, having a default on attack, having, specific bomb site hits. This is what we do when we hit A, this is what we do when we hit B. And then on defense, like understanding if a team hits here, this is how we retake. If a team hits there, that's how we retake. And just standard stuff that you would think every team should do, but in reality, only very select amount of teams have solutions to all of those very common problems.
Gotcha. I think
And
that's pretty comprehensive.
if there are no solutions, Sean, what does that mean?
That means it's impossible, Paul.
Delete Jet. Get Jet out of the game. Just delete it.
Yeah. Get Jet out.
That's what he's coming down to.
Okay. we have time for one more question. Flex, did you see any questions you liked? I'm trying to think.
We have to get a question for Flex, guys.
Yeah.
See if we can rope Flex back
wait.
in.
So Billy says, "Who the f is Flex?" Lol W. Well,
is that
Flex?
a meme or is that one of your viewers, Flex, or does he genuinely not know?
I've never
who
seen his name. He probably doesn't know who I am.
Okay, well, Billy Flex is a content creator. He makes YouTube video streams well. He's kind of like an Omen main, and he's very good with the hero. And kind of, and he's very good with the agent. And we've had him on to chat with him about all things Flex, man, and the game also. So if you're not aware, go check him out.
So, Q-Sauce, Flex, are you planning to go pro? Is that something that you're considering?
Just streaming right now. I'd have to. I obviously have never had the experience to even like play at a high level, like super high level. So I lack that experience significantly. And
would you ever want to do that? By the way, Flex. Sorry to interject. Would you ever want to do that?
In my future, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. The thing with that is, I'm very inconsistent, and I know that. Like I'll have like 5 pop-off games into like 3 just really, really bad games. I mean, I feel like that's normal, but I want to work on that consistency where I can just average out that.
Do you aim train? Because I've seen some of your alt clips. They're fucking nuts.
Really good, really
They're
slick.
really good.
I don't aim train. I just play the game, dude.
Damn. Like you have really good close control. So for instance, if someone's not too far away with a sniper, and especially if they're in air or something, I saw it on your clips, and you snap and it looks really slick. Really good.
I don't aim train at all. I just play the game. I'm more of like I'd say I'm just like a casual when it comes to gaming. Like I don't take competitive too seriously. I'd start liking to in the future. I'm just getting comfortable with streaming and everything. So that's kind of my step right now. Just doing this grind that I'm on right now. I'm very blessed to be in the position I am now. So
talking about that, Dan, can I ask one question, Flex, from the chat? From Level, this is it's an interesting one to ask someone that's currently going through this as a content creator. Has exploding in popularity as much as you have so quickly come with any challenges?
With challenges, I feel like I can be harsh on myself. I feel like I always have to get something done at a certain time. Sometimes I just have to take a step back and learn how to breathe again. I feel like sometimes in my own head I'm drowning, but it's all good. Like I know
what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Try not to get burnt out, bro. Keep smashing it, keep grinding, but yeah, make sure you do take that time to yourself to like back off a bit, to breathe and try not to be treading on the water all the time, right? Sometimes hop out the pool.
And on top of that, I do stream like pretty frequently. I do stream other games too. So I'll be playing League of Legends for like 2 hours, and I'll have everyone come and be like, "Hey, play Valorant. Hey, play Valorant." I'm like, I tell them all the time that if I play Valorant for 8 hours plus every single day, I'm gonna burn out, and it's not gonna be enjoyable for anyone.
That's super important, man. Like, don't get trapped by other people's opinions. Keep following what you do because you're smashing it, and you'll continue to do that if you follow your heart as opposed to the wants and needs of others.
With that said, and talking,
Sorry, Dan.
smashing it.
It's impossible.
We have a clip of we're going to go into our clip segment very briefly here before we go and close the show, and we are going to start out with Mike's smashing Hiko. So
Mike smashed Hiko. No, he didn't, man. Mike, where's this clip, bro?
It's on
This
now,
is
dude.
pure lies, Mike.
I was getting
I'm like
gatekeeped.
AFK.
Yeah, I was getting gatekeeped by Sean's old teammates all weekend when I'm trying to get Immortal, so
I get gatekeeped by myself, mate. my skill level just sometimes gatekeeps me. That was sick, dude.
It's actually really sick because a lot of people would think like, why would you alt that? But that actually clears almost everything for you, right?
yeah, because like the whole thing is like, one, it clears all those angles because they already know I'm right side CT, so everyone always pops up on top of the box to hold that angle. And then two, it covers so much noise for me to get out like back sight, and it, like you said, clears so many angles, and it basically cuts the sight in half for, okay, these are the last spots you could be at, or if you just sit in it. So because he thought I was gonna wide swing.
You know, I respect that Hiko sat there for a second.
Yeah. He has to
Accept it.
commit, right?
Accepted
I
his fate.
respect that.
Just better in
Yes.
it.
That's nice. Mike, obviously the only issue is you're playing Brimstone, but I mean, I guess you couldn't have done the clutch with him if you didn't.
Yeah, I would just Omen ult right in his face instead.
Just behind him. Oh,
All right,
Do you guys
so-
ever get like Omen ulted like that? Like you let the Omen ult come in and you still die to it as an
Yeah.
Omen? It happened to me yesterday. I was like so upset at myself. I was like, fucking. I was so mad.
Sometimes it's hard to know what movement he's gonna do when he gets out of his ult. It used to be a lot worse. Remember, like early on, when he could be like 2 paces to left as he's out, and it wouldn't show right away. So you'd just be sitting there trying to spray his ult, and he'd just be like on the left all of a sudden. It used to be really
Dude,
bad.
Why is it sometimes when an Omen ult, or not ults, just normal tellies, like he sidesteps over like 2 steps?
Oh yeah, when you
It's never
teleport
happened.
into a corner, right?
Yeah, what is that?
That is
That's
the
so
most
weird.
frustrating thing ever. When you try to teleport into a corner, like fake teleport, you'll spawn outside of the corner. I guess
Yeah.
it's to prevent you from glitching into the corner or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that I've been talking about in general since playing Omens from the closed beta, is that a lot of the times the TP landing or alt landing, but especially for me, the TP can just feel glitchy and like not exactly where you put it, or a slight change in your angle then suddenly flies it off somewhere else. And yeah, I would like to see a bit more consistency with that stuff.
And consistency, the not go there bug, dude. Oh, I hate that. When you try to teleport real fast and it just doesn't snap onto a surface or something. I feel like that shouldn't happen. I feel like the game should almost. I mean, it lets you know that you're teleporting, so I feel like that shouldn't even be a bug. That's just my own opinion.
Well, we've got another clip coming up. It's going to be another Brim clip. So sorry to all the Brimmans on the panel.
Resident
really-
sleeper.
Yeah, this
Dude,
is
I have
with
to-
Mike.
I have to try so hard to like not only speak about Omen, but it's good, man, because I can't be too obsessed, right? So shout out to Tuxedo. Here we go with the Brim.
Did he just ult something?
He
He
ulted
ulted
the
the site.
site.
Oh, because someone tapped the bomb and then he mollied the bomb. That scumbag.
Oh, that's clutch, bro. Yes, Tux. You can see how smug he was when he got killed. He's like, well, you're not winning the round anyway now.
That's
Big
amazing.
respect.
That's
Uh,
sick.
It's the
All
most
right.
frustrating way to lose a clutch.
There's one thing is on top of my head that I kind of lost. Damn it! It was about Omen mains.
We're too smart. We all look good. We're Just kidding.
Oh yeah, we need clips from both Sean and Paula. I feel like
Bro, I have a Bro, I have a montage that I put out during the beta. Unfortunately, it didn't get too much traction, but I'll send it to you on Twitter so you can see it. It's from the beta, so the clips are like a bit cheese, but I was playing him early on, man, and like I got some cool, and it was edited by a really good editor. I'll send it to you.
yeah.
We'll do a like an Omen off episode where each of you gets to bring your 5 best Omen clips, and then we rate them with the viewers.
That'll
then
be hard, man.
Then we'll find the best Omen, and we'll create the packing order.
I feel like Flex is gonna win.
I feel like
he does some
Dan shouldn't
nutty
even
shit.
be talking right now. How about that? Maybe.
Hey man, I'm just the host.
I feel like I play Omen way different than you two. Like the way that I play super aggressive.
Dude, honestly, I got a lot of my early ideas from Omen from your videos. I haven't been watching a lot of Omen videos lately, but your videos and like spoils, you guys together are probably what made me choose Omen. And then I kind of like molded it into my own style over time. But I started off very, very aggressive before ranked came out. And that's a lot of because of your videos, yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, I watched Spoils a lot too early on.
It was pretty sick because he had like the descriptions of why he was doing stuff.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I agree.
Well, with that said, it is time to close today's show. Thank you so much, Flexinja, for joining us. It was actually
Thank
so
you,
much fun
Flex.
having you on.
Yeah, thanks,
It's been
man.
a blast. It's been a blast. Thank you for having me.
Give us a flex. Give us a flex, man.
All right, dude. I don't usually flex on stream, but this is a special moment for you guys. So
Shit.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
It's nice to have you
So-
here. Remember, guys, to go check him out. Yeah.
Exactly.
people always come on my stream. But, hey, just give me a flex. I'm like, dude, I don't do that on stream. But for you guys, it's a little different. My bro mains,
Oh,
got you.
please remember us when you get like 1 million subs.
Do you have anything that's coming up that you're doing that you want to tell people about?
Just plan on grinding ranked. I am playing with the Omen voice actor on Monday, alongside with Average Jonas and the Sova voice actor. So that's
I didn't know that the Omen voice actor was known.
he's
like-
not. I don't think he's too known, but we just have plans to just play together and whatnot. I think
That's
it'd
a
be cool.
cool idea for a piece of content, man. I'll
That's
definitely watch
sick,
that.
man. Yeah, I definitely.
Is he going to be doing the voice? I don't say too much. You've said the idea. Leave it out there now until.
just leave.
I just
Yeah.
got it like situated. I don't know what's gonna happen during that stream. He told me that he doesn't play Valorant too much, like at all. Like he's never really even touched the game too much, but he's excited to play, and I'm excited to play with him, dude. Because he's the Omen daddy, dude.
Omen Pops.
Is he aware that they scammed his voice with a 7 alt orb alt? Is he aware of that? Can we get it down to 6, please? Please.
I'm gonna ask him.
That is a change I'd like to see, by the way. Anyway.
Right. And Paul, again, dude, I love having you on, and we're gonna try to get you on as much as possible. We love you, and we'll fit some clips in next time of yours. We'll get a special Paula segment. I want a Paula segment to the show every week.
Okay.
I feel
Well,
like before we end this, I feel like we should. I think all of us should send me clips, and I could put all of us into one big Omen montage. And put
bro,
up.
we could do that. That'd be pretty cool, man.
I want to get like you, Paula, Sean, Myth, me. I could do spoils. I could do any other Omen main.
Go
Put it
for
all
it.
in one big montage. Work on that and put it on my channel. I feel like that'd be
That'd
cool.
be sick. Yeah.
And then we can all hang upside down off of a bridge. Just kidding. Only you.
I actually plan on going bridge jumping soon. It's just my phone right now. I have an iPhone 6s, and then the battery just dies every time I take it off the charger. So I can't record anything, and I'm upset, really upset about that.
6S,
So I'm
weird champ.
I'm waiting for an iPhone 12. That's kind of what I'm waiting for.
Okay, there we go.
I think I'm terrible at closing shows because I think I just love this too much and we're just chatting still.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Paula, where can people find you next when you?
At Paula on Twitter, Paula or Mantrus on YouTube, same as at Paula on Twitch. Yeah, Paula Gilroy on Instagram. Thanks, Dan, for the shout out. Appreciate it. I
Thanks,
always
Sean.
enjoy being here. It's a pleasure to meet Flex, and great to be on the show with you, Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Sean,
too.
what about you, man?
Yeah, and see you, Sean. Yeah.
At Sean Garris on Twitter and sgares on Twitch. And I don't know my YouTube off the top of my head. Probably Sean Garris. And most importantly, Flex, plug all your shit. Go.
Plug all my stuff. Flexinja on YouTube, Flexinja on Twitter, Flexinja96 on both Twitch and Instagram.
You're a god. That brand uniformity. I don't even. What the fuck? He's the only one of us that has it.
Well,
Alright.
I'm eventually getting Flexinja back on Twitch because I had an identity crisis before. I switched my name from Flexinja to Fufazoo.
I think you
happy
stuck
that
with
you-
the better one. Yeah, you definitely stuck with the better one.
Fufa was my childhood nickname, and I just added Zoo at the end. I thought it sounded cool, so I changed that. But you have to wait 6 months to get your original name back on Twitch, so I'll get that back within probably a month.
All right. I'm going to start
Awesome.
calling you Fufazoo.
Okay, pleasure, guys, as always. Thanks, chat, as well.
Yeah, we have to. So the poll that we were running at the beginning of the show, does Sean look like Ninja? We have discovered that 36 votes, 76% think that Ninja is budget Sean. All right.
Wow.
And only 23% think that you look like Ninja Sean. So
Very
you're all clear for this one. All right,
I
thanks.
hope this vote doesn't go to his fans.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We had a blast with you guys. Make sure to check out the Discord where we're building a great community. You can go play with other people that are like-minded individuals that love the show and love thinking about the game and care about playing quality matchmaking games without any toxicity. So go check that out if that's something you're looking for. And I think that about does it for now. We're going to be doing a host, so stick around. It's a host for someone that maybe one day could even be a guest on the show. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Peace, guys.
It's been real. Thank you for having me.